Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode here on Championship Manager 93. So, as excuse me, as you'll remember from the last, that's not the one. From the last episode, we played the first 4 games of the season, did a few transfers as well. Played 4-1-4, 2 against, 4 against, and 13-4, so not too bad. Good start to the season, hoping to continue that today. Rob Lee is our top goal scorer. Andrew Cole down there, Gavin Peacock, Graham Kavanagh, whatever his name is. I can never pronounce his name, but never mind. So yeah, one thing I do want to check. So we haven't got no spaces in the team for some upgrades. So we'll go on to the next game, and the next game is against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Recently, of course, that's been more of a Premier League fixture than an old Division 1 fixture. Or I don't know whether the Championship was around in the first season of the Premier League, or whether, oh no, would it be the second season, 93, 94? Yeah, it'd be the second season. So I don't know whether the Championship was around then, but certainly the old Division 1. Here we go. Big game. Which Rob Lee races clear in the first minute. It's a goal for Newcastle already. Already Newcastle take the lead. This very attacking side is once again on the front foot and once again in the lead within the first minute or so. I don't know what it is about this formation that just seems to work. So this, oh, is another goal for Newcastle. It's a clinical strike into the corner. Oh, but it's disallowed. The reason isn't clear. Well, he waves away the protest. No VAR there, is it? Yeah, so I don't know why, as I was saying, this formation does work so well, but I can get 4-3-3 to work quite well as well. But this formation just seems, I don't know, unbeatable at all. Steve Ball rounds the keeper. Oh, he somehow misses. Well, that's unusual for Steve Ball. But we're grateful for that, seeing as we had a blooming goal disallowed. Lee Clark showing the yellow card. He pushed Denninson. Newcastle ideally really need a second. Here's Andy Cole. He's clean through, but he misses the target. "17 shots to their 1, but yet somehow I still feel nervous. It's Andy Cole again. He's through on the goalkeeper, but he misses the target again. Someone's going to need some shooting training this week in training. Well, it was an interesting game, really. A game that really we largely dominated, as you can see by the chances. Our possession stats were obviously quite a bit better as well. Yet we scraped through a 1-0. I know we had a goal disallowed, but that made it quite nervous then for the rest of the match. But 16,539 at St James's. So we're over onto the Vidi printer now. Charlton 3, Barnsley 1, Oxford 3, Grimsby 0, Swansea 0, Leyton Orient 1, Bristol City 0, Burnley 1, Mansfield 2, Blackpool 0, Hull City 1, Exeter 1, Tottenham Hotspur 2, Blackburn Rovers 1, sorry. Walsall 0, York City 1, Chelsea 2, Manchester United 0. I sound like a bingo caller then. Or Division 1, look, Tranmere 1, Oldham 1. Oldham are a good side in Division 1 as well. You've got to watch out for them. But yeah, so midweek game obviously by the looks of the times. I didn't realise it was a midweek game. But it's another win. It's 5 from 5 from Newcastle now. As we wait for this blooming Vidi printer to move along, and we'll move over to the classifieds. I used to love that on a Saturday. Grandstand the classified results. Here in Peterborough get beat once again. Nothing's changed from 93 to, well, actually quite a bit's changed, because at least you could afford to go and see Peterborough lose every week, whereas nowadays you can't afford to go and see Peterborough every week. A lot of you supporters won't know that Peterborough have cancelled the contract with the local radio station, the local BBC Radio Cambridgeshire, to basically broadcast their own matches on their own radio station. But that's fine, but they want the supporters to pay. Don't quote me entirely on this because I can't remember what the figures were, but I think it was about 30-40 quid a season, right? Yeah, you got loads of other behind the scenes. Well, I'm not really interested in what goes on behind the scenes, because it's still not a true reflection of what goes on behind the scenes at Peterborough. And of course everyone sort of kicked off, and they've now given it to another local radio station for free, because all the fans kicked off. But one interesting thing that I did learn when writing my email of complaint to Posh was that I looked up Posh's match day ticket prices, thinking, I haven't been able to afford to go to a Posh game for the last couple of 3 years. So I sort of thought, what I might do is I might go to their opening game of the season at home, because we've got a bit of a new team this year and everything. But I've changed my mind. I've actually bought a ticket to Nottingham Forest's opening home game of the season, because their match day ticket prices are £4 cheaper than Peterborough. Yep, we're going to get to see a good Premier League team versus a good Premier League team for £4 less than going to see an average League One team. So I'm off to Nottingham Forest. And to be fair, I have always kind of said, I wouldn't change from Posh. They were my local team. Norwich is my local team now, but they were my local team. Do you know what I mean? And I've come to the wrong blooming page again. That's the one I want. Just see how that affects. But if it's gonna be cheaper to go and watch a Premier League team, where I'm going to see better players, a better team, and a better run football club, then so be it. I will. Anyway, we'll move swiftly into the next game. Oh, it's the biggie. It's the Tyne-Wear Derby. I think it's the Tyne-Wear Derby, in Middlesbrough and Newcastle. You'll have to forgive my ignorance on that if it isn't. And yet again, it's going to be an unchanged Newcastle side. Oh, it's always nerve-wracking. No early goal this time, Middlesbrough. Always Cavavana against his former club. He slides it past the keeper, but it goes wide. Oh, in the words of Barry Davies, just wide. Does anyone remember the old Division 1 matches that used to come on BBC on a Sunday afternoon with Baby Davies? Barry Davies. Oh, it's a goal for Newcastle. We're yapping on there, and it's rifled into the net, and it's scored by Joey Beauchamp. I think that might be his first goal for the football club. Well, I was going to say a fairly even first half. I think we haven't dominated the amount of sort of highlighted chances, but we're still 6 chances ahead of Middlesbrough. Doing very well. Lee Clark's not having a very good game. But it's a brilliant goal for Newcastle. It's right on the start of the second half. It's thumped in off the bar. It's scored by Joey Beauchamp again. And hopefully he is now up and running. And it's Newcastle again for a third. It's powered in behind Piers. And it's scored by Andy Cole. Well, there you go. It's a goal for Middlesbrough. Scrambled past Smitch. Scored by Craig Hignett. Well, look at that. 3 goals in the space of about 3 minutes. If that. But Newcastle, thankfully, on the right end of those 3 goals. We scored twice, they scored 1. Middlesbrough now making a sub. Yep, not long to go now, as we look to hold on here. And we do. Ayresome Park, blimey. That's one thing I do like about these old games. It's the nostalgia thing about it. It's like, oh yeah, I remember that. So back on the old transfers, there's still no bids for our players. We'll just keep checking because it's always interesting to see who might be keeping with us. Charlton and Portsmouth sort of are for now, but as I said before, it's a very good start to the season. Robbie is still just about top, but he's being caught now by a couple of players. All Cavavan has dropped right down, but Boucham come. Oh, he had already scored one, so he's up to 3 now. But what we will do is as well, we'll just have a very quick look at the transfer list just to see. Ferguson from Man United, Dublin from Man United, actually. Only, I was going to say he's only 14. He's only 24. Played 5. Not bad. Not bad. Carruthers, he went to Posh. He was a Posh player. He played up front with Jimmy Quinn for quite a while, or season or two. Martin Carruthers, he was quite good. I would have said he was faster than that. And that's all he was really. He was just good pace. He didn't score many for Posh. But not a bad player, but definitely ain't coming to Newcastle. Beardsmore, not bad, not bad. What is he, a midfielder? Not bad, not bad. Not bad. How much? 550 grand. Well, there's a few people after him, but we haven't got no room in the team yet to. Well, actually, just interesting, just to do that. Oh, it recommends all 3. No, oh no, not quite everyone. John Hendry. Now, as I said to you in the first episode, I did do a Posh career for sort of a couple of free seasons just to make sure the game worked as it should. His rating, his pace is quite good this time because it wasn't as good as that on the Posh career. But his ratings are terrible. But you sign him, play him. After about 10 games, he just doesn't stop scoring. I don't know why. He should be a defender by rights, Sol Campbell. But yeah, so that might be a signing that we're very interested in once we get rid of a couple of people. I mean, you know, it's not guaranteed that it's going to work out every time like that, but he was very, very, very good. Steve Harkness, 300 grand. Well, not bad, not bad. Like it. Defensive midfielder, yeah, not bad. Not bad. Yeah, not bad at all. Legia, another good player. Again, ratings very poor, but he turns in a couple of seasons' time. He scores a lot of goals, but he's worth quite a bit of money at the thing at Liverpool at the moment. Yeah. Southgate, another good player. Yeah, good player, but he's not interested. So, for those of you that don't know, if they're in yellow, that means they're interested in joining. If they're in white, that means they're not interested in joining. It took me a little while when I first downloaded and loaded this game in and to figure that out. But Roger Willis, another Posh player, ex-Posh player. I used to look. Roger Willis was one of my favourite players, to be fair. Posh. I used to love watching. My dad, as I say, Charlery, another way, legend, club legend. Oh, kitty, kitty. Many a day as a sort of 11 to, I don't know, 13, 14, whatever, game spent on the terraces at London Road singing, oh, Kenny, 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 Charlery. But he wasn't a really great player, to be fair. He just scored 2 very important goals in one match, and he became an instant club legend, and everyone loved him thereafter. And it was his 2 goals that got Posh into Division 1. Hence the reason why they're in Division 1 in this game. And after that playoff season, I think he had 1 season with us in Division 1, and then he went off to Watford. Then he came back. Then he went to Birmingham. Then he came back. And then I'm sure he went somewhere else, and then he came back again. Then he retired at Posh. Yeah, he was a legend without, in truth, being a great player. He wasn't that good. His goal record was, I think, average for the league. It wasn't nothing outstanding. It wasn't on the sort of level of sort of Boyd, McLean, or Macau Smith, Mark Draper, free agent. Does that mean? Yeah, he's not bad. He's not bad. His ratings not very good this season. Last season, his ratings weren't that great either. Yeah, well, we've had a little look there. Anyway, let's crack on. That's one thing I do love about this game. It's just not many. So next game, Paul Bracewell's out for a few days with a slight knock suffered during training. I don't think he's. Oh, it's Watford. Oh, it's King Kenny and Roger Willis. They're coming to haunt me. Not legends, not a great player. Right, I'll show him. Right, Bracewell. I don't think he was in the team. He wasn't. So, and again, an unchanged Newcastle side. Oh, it's it's Kavanagh. Say his name. But anyway, he squandered the chance. So still Newcastle 0, Watford 0 here at St James's Park. Oh, it's Gavin Peacock. He's clean through. It's a goal for Newcastle, and this time they do lead 1-0. Can we keep King Kenny quiet as if he's in the team? Oh, it's a superb goal for Watford. It's his first time beyond Cernichet. It's scored by Andy Hessenthaler. There we go. He head-butted Boucham. That's a bit extreme. And you ain't got a yellow card for it. See, that's back in the day when football was a man's game. Right, is Kenny playing now? He's on the bench. Oh, and so is Roger Willis. They're 2 subs are the 2 Posh legends. So there we go. But it's 1-1 here at Newcastle. Come on, Geordie boys. We need a second. Andy Cole clean through on goal. Oh, his finish is poor. Oh, you Kenny Jollery in disguise. It's a Watford tactical move. Roger Willis is on for David Holdsworth. No King Kenny, but Roger Willis is on. Flying winger as he was for Posh, I think, or inside forward or whatever. Lee Clark clean through on goal. It could be a late goal for Newcastle. It's not. He squanders the chance. And that could be a draw. And it's the first time this season we have dropped points. Oh, Roger Willis came on and had a blinder look. But it's our first drop points of the season. Still no one wants to buy our players. Go into another game. Oh, what's this? UEFA Cup. Oh, we're not in that. We will be in, well, maybe next season, but certainly the season after. I'm fairly confident that we'll be able to get European football in the first season. So a bit of a delay between the first episode and this episode. I'm sorry about that. It's the summer holidays. The kids are at home. And recording opportunity, because I have my computer and all my gaming rig in the front room because the missus likes me to sit with her in the front room. I have it in the front room, and it's not always possible to record if everyone's here because obviously there's a lot of noise. But the videos will get more regular again once things sort themselves out and settle down. Right, we'll crack on to the next game. Tommy Wright's out for about 6 weeks with a pulled hamstring suffered during training. Okay, that's good because he's only my reserve goalkeeper because I don't need one of them, do I? I don't actually have another goalkeeper. Oh, I do. Oh, apparently he wasn't even in anyway. Apparently Andy Thompson was in. So yet again, Posh remain unchanged. Just out of interest, who is Scott Sellers? No, it's alright. Oh, Filbert Street and Leicester. Got to get back to winning ways. It's Kit Simons. He threw on goal, but his shot is smothered. I don't ever remember Kit Simons playing for Newcastle. I can remember him playing for Crystal Palace, I think it was. I don't never remember him. I mean, obviously he was at Newcastle. I have no reason to doubt the game, but I don't remember him being at Newcastle. It's a bit to and fro at the moment, although Leicester are not really having many chances, but they're having an equal amount of ball, really. Or they're having an equal amount of Championship Manager style possession, but Julian Joe Jim, he might be worth a look, maybe. He eventually came and played for Boston, he did. David Oldfield, another posh player. Is that Steve Walsh? Don't think he's the posh one. So, here we go. Second half gets underway. It's a goal for Leicester. Oh, is Newcastle's season starting to fall apart here? It's Julian Joachim. Is Newcastle's season starting to unravel? Are the fans going to soon start singing, "Are you Stevie Bruce in disguise?" Or it's Scott with a good chance. Ooh, but he shoots wide. Well, we've absolutely battered them today and lost 1-0. And that is, oh dear, that's so frustrating. Right, how did the Posh get on this week? 1-1 away to West Ham. That's not a bad result, I suppose. No transfer news this week. We find your current team selection somewhat questionable. Oh. Well, how questionable do you find where you are in the league? Because you're top. So shut up. Posh still mid-table. Cambridge. Oh, Cambridge have dropped down. They were up there at one stage. The table is starting to sort of gradually settle out now. So we're beginning to sort of kind of find where probably teams are going to be. Oh, Tony Philliskirk, that is a posh player. Not bad, he's got 4. I don't think he's good enough to come to Newcastle though. No, he's not. So, go to club details, go to fixtures. Let's have a look. So we'll do up to Leicester in the Anglo-Italia, and then we'll end the video there, okay? Let's crack on. We've no need to... Oh, Beresford's out again. Oh no, Kit Simons is out. Oh, we're away at Bolton, but they're in Division 2, so that's okay. But no Kit Simons today. What number was Kit? Kit was number 2 and 4. Oh, Beresford. What? Oh, I thought it was Bracewell. So we've got 2 centre backs missing today. 2 and 4. 24. Here comes that bingo caller again. Right, so... Oh, Steve Watson again is not in the team. Let's just have a check. 2 and 4. Right, so number 2 is Steve Watson. Why is he not in the team? Did he get injured? I don't remember him getting injured. Oh well, he's in now. Let's go. Second Division Bolton versus First Division Newcastle, I guess, or Championship, I suppose, in the modern day. It's a goal for Bolton. The Second Division team take the lead. It's calmly placed in. It's scored by David Lee. Well, Is Newcastle season unraveling like a roll of Andrex? And it's Seagraves who misses the target again, and Bolton here have got Newcastle in all sorts of trouble. Oh, it's Bouchon with a good chance. Oh, but his shot is saved. Well, Andy Cole pushed in the area. That's got to be a penalty. No, nothing given. Nothing given. Well, second half, it's Kavanagh. He's through on goal. It's a goal for Newcastle. It's 1-1, and maybe now we can start to put this Division 2 side to the sword. But they're getting possession back. But it's Newcastle again now. It's Walker showing the yellow card. He body checked Watson. You go careful with Watson. 9 chances to their 3. But it's still... Oh, John McGinley. It's still 1-1. I fancy a late Bolton goal here, you know. Goal for Bolton! Forced under Smichik. Scored by Mark Patterson, I think that is, if I remember correctly from all those years ago. Or was it Michael Patterson? It might be Michael Patterson, actually. And it is the Division 2 side that have got the early advantage in this two-legged affair, of course, against Newcastle United. So, could be getting sacked in the morning. This is very... it's Tranmere, it's maybe an easier winnable game. Right, Beresford's still out. Kit Simons is still out. Come on, Newcastle. We need to get a win because they've already questioned my team selection. And that's not good when the board questions your team selection so early in your career, a football club. But I'm sure another couple of wins will soon allay all of those fears and concerns. But it's 0-0, and despite it saying having 5 chances, none have come up on the highlight reel there. So this is worrying times for Newcastle, and Tranmere now starting to get back into the game. It's a goal for Newcastle. It's thumped home. It's scored by Andrew Cole. Andy Cole, Andy Cole, Andy Cole, Andy Cole, Andy Cole, Andy Cole. Oh, it's Bouchon. He's clear of the defence. 2-0 Newcastle, and he gets his... Oh, no, he doesn't. He won't count. The linesman saw a foul. I've noticed the game does do this. If you start to just get a few results that are a bit off, the amount of goals that you get disallowed steadily increases. And the better your run gets, the fewer they get. But and also, as well as your managerial rating goes up, I've noticed that I think I've noticed that the amount of disallowed goals goes down as well. But a 1-0 win is a 1-0 win, so we can't... John McGreal, Ian Nolan, Pat Nevin, is it? John Aldridge, Liam Rosenia. Alright, Posh 2-0 win against Oldham. That's actually a very good result because, as I've said, Oldham are quite a good side. Or Beresford and Kit Simons. Alan Nielsen's contract's now up. He wants 1 year, yeah. Well, so Ray Ransom and Alan Nielsen, yeah, will do the whole 5 year thing. Is anyone going to buy? No. Darn it! We need somebody to buy. Yeah, we need someone to start to, as I say, bidding for our players because, we really do need to just make a couple of additions. I mean, there is a third goalie wouldn't go amiss. But it's not looking too grand at the moment, right? See, now we've got a bit of an issue because now that Watsy's back in, we can't get Beresford and Simons in the team. So it's going to be a case of the better rating, I think, 738. 650, so that's the better rating. So it's number 4 for Kit Simons. Number 12 is Barry Venison, another good player that we haven't got in the team. Craigie. 14 is Scott Sellers. I think Beresford's going to go just because he can play in defence and midfield, whereas he can only play in midfield. So, right, we'll move on again then. Another game, Millwall this time, probably another winnable game you would feel. So, the two players return back to the team. Let's go. St James's Park is rocking again. Division 1, oh it says it at the top there, look, Division 1. So Watson's injured by Barber. He was brought down, so Beresford will instantly come back in. Well, not quite instantly, but where is he? Number 2 to swap with number 14. Well, we could have put Benderson. Oh, that means I've got two bloody defenders on the thingy now. Oh well. All Barber's been shown the red card. Excuse me. It's a fairly low chance game at the moment. Millwall are not really threatening him, but at the same time, they're not really letting us threaten, and it could well get to half time here. It indeed does. At 0-0-0-0. And it's Kavanagh with a good chance. He's gone round a goalkeeper. And Newcastle United take the lead here at St James's Park. If you're wondering why in some of these commentaries, and it's Andy Cole, he has a real chance, his finish is poor, I don't mention the time, it's because my capture card puts up in the, it's a goal for Millwall. 10 men Millwall have levelled. Oh, but it's disallowed. Well, it's not very often the computer. The ref didn't play the advantage. Gets a goal disallowed. But yeah, my capture card, it's bogey now, has a real chance. But his shot is smothered. My capture card puts the time that I've been recording. It's a goal for Newcastle. I will get this out, I promise. Dispatched under Keller, scored by Kit Simons. And it's put it right over the, it's Gavin Peacock. Ooh, his finish is poor. Right over the match clock, so I can't actually see the time. Which is why I try and guess where we are in terms of sort of kind of what I know of the game and what computer teams do at sort of certain times. So I know that when they make changes, it's usually between the 60th and 75th minute that they make changes. So I know roughly sort of where we are in the game. But yeah, that's the reason why. And as well, sometimes when we go on to look at players, it's awkward for me because it puts the bar itself is right the way across there, so right the way across there. And it covers up most of the stats. So I'm kind of going, oh yeah, he looks a good player. And I'm thinking, I don't actually know if he looks a good player because it's covered up. But yeah, I think it's an excellent league position, even though they questioned my team. Thompson's contract expired. Oh, he wants a 3. That's good because I was going to go and do that anyway. 1,750. He's in. Scott Sellers wants to leave. List him. I don't want to sell him, but I need to get rid of players. Always worth 1.2 million, is it? So we'll go for 1.5. Thanks very much. Paul Bracewell wants to leave. Yeah, list him. 450, so we'll go for 8. Oh, actually, we'll go for 1 million. Still no one bowl. Goalkeeper got player of the month and Kavanagh. Not bad. Right, view league tables. Still 5 points clear at the top. Posh are nearly up into the playoffs now. Cambridge have dropped nearly, or they are now in the relegation zone. It's unusual that because Cambridge are normally quite a decent side. Tony Philliskirk is absolutely flying for Posh. Guy Whittingham there. Rob Lee, Andrew Cole, yeah. Right. Well, until Watson's out, Thompson's out. Mind you, it's not come at a bad time, actually, to be fair. So I think he was number 2, wasn't he? Watson, yeah. Number 2 is John Beresford. Number 14 is... Go back to Scott Sellers. Would we give Scott Sellers a game anywhere? 6, Howie. 5, Clark. 8, Cabernet. Oh no, Clark is 7, sorry. I was reading what I wanted to read there. Clark, let's have a look. How's Howie playing? 745, Lee Clark. 582. Interesting. So Scott Sellers will get a game. Lee Clark can go on the bench. We've got to try and overturn a 2-1 deficit here. Only one away goal. That's slightly concerning, that is. Would have liked a couple of away goals just to really sort of pile the pressure on Bolton to come to St James's Park and have to score at least 2 goals just to cancel it out. And here's Howie. He's gone round the goalkeeper. Oh, but he somehow misses. And Newcastle need a goal in the first half. It's Beresford. He must surely score. It's a goal for Newcastle this time. And it's now level on aggregate here. It's a goal for Bolton. Oh, they've come to St James's and cancelled out my away goal. And it's Julian Derby? I don't know. Well, I can't believe it. Half time, Newcastle 1, Bolton 1. Oh, I genuinely thought at the start of the season, the Coca-Cola Cup is a cup that we might be able to do okay in. But we're struggling against a team that are below us. Not in just our league, but in a whole league. They're 1 league below us. But a goal for Andy Cole, he's clean through. Goal for Newcastle. It's 2-1 to Newcastle. They need another though. They need another. They can't rest on this. It's a superb goal for Newcastle. Glorious strike through a crowd. Scored by Scott Sellers. Well, there you go, son. That's how you keep yourself in for the league game. He was going to be in for the league game anyway, but he's definitely in now if he's going to score. Because we've gone 4-3 ahead, but a goal for Bolton, and it's Patterson. Goal. Bolton have scored. So, there we go. We are now level. It's Kavanagh. I really can't say his name. No. It's Bolton who win on away goals. Hence the reason why I really wanted a second away goal when we were at their place, but we didn't get it, and we're out to a Division 2 side. So that's not so great. So the disappointment, Peterborough are through against Wolves. That's a very good result, that is. Which obviously means they beat Wolves 1-0 at home. Well, that is going to be a stain on our record for this year, that is. I'm gutted, well not gutted, but disappointed about that. We should be beating a Division 2 side. So we've got Charlton next, and then the last game of this episode, Leicester. So we'll crack on. Charlton it is then. Big one, it's away as well. I think we will remain unchanged. We've got a lot of injuries. Watson's still out. Yep, we're unchanged. Here we go. Kavanagh has a real chance, but he misses the target. Scott Sellers is through on goal, but his shot lacks power. Newcastle looking for that. Oh, it's a bad back pass by Gatting. Here's Andy Cole. It's surely 1-0, but he shoots wide. Well, Andy Cole. Kavanagh tripped in the area. Penalty. It's going to be Andrew Cole. He finds the corner, and it's 1-0 Newcastle. It's a goal for Newcastle. It's 2-0 to Newcastle. It's driven through a crowd. It's scored by Andy Cole at the Valley. First half coming to a close, I think. Yep. It's Charlton 0, Newcastle United 2. Wow. Well, Beresford let us down there because it could have been all tens. That would have been amazing. I've never seen that before. Goal for Newcastle. It's calmly placed in off the bar. It's scored by Gavin Peacock. It's 3-0. And I've just realised the chances we had in the first half as well. That's pretty good going for us, really. It's Kavanagh with a good chance. He's gone round the goalkeeper. He must surely score, and he does. And it's 4-0 Newcastle. And Charlton Athletic have been put to the sword and punished for Bolton Wanderers knocking us out of the Coca-Cola Cup. Grit goes down in the area. Penalty not given. Goal for Charlton. Rifled into the corner. Scored by Alan Pardew. Well, there you go. Beresford dives in the area. That's got to be a penalty, surely. Waved play on. It was a perfectly good dive, that. I saw it from here. Goal for Charlton. Oh, here we go. Dispatched through a crowd. Scored by Scott Minto. Well, I think we're going to be, Newcastle survive. 4-2 is a good result. A win's a win. See, I told you it was a good result. So is anyone going to bid for our players this time? No. No, it's a European Cup. I think this is our Anglo-Italia Cup game, isn't it? Yeah, Leicester. Tough game. Steve Watson is back. 96%, it's not bad. Beresford. 97. Yeah, we will give Watson his place back. And then we will give Beresford that place. Yeah, Lee Clark, well, you'll have to be out of the team, son, because that rating just isn't good enough. So here we are then. Filbert Street again. It's Gavin Peacock. He's clean through. It's an early chance. He squanders the chance. Don't hear that word too many Gavin Peacock throw on goal, but he's tackled. I don't know what. I cannot speak this morning. Now I know why the missus puts me quiet in the corner. It's Gavin Peacock. He's gone round the goalkeeper. He must surely scored his time. He's cleared off the line. Well, Leicester City clinging on at this early stage. Well, midway through, I suppose. The first half now. There we go. That's half time. It was an indifferent first half for Newcastle. Plenty of chances. Jojian fouled in the box. Penalty. David Lowe steps up. Lowe buries it. Well, this is a tournament that we definitely could win. And it's Leicester that lead. I think this is a group stage, if I remember. So we may still be okay. Whitlow warned. He ended up Rob Lee. He'll be upended. Not ended up. He ended up Rob Lee. Crikey, that was a transformation. I think Leicester are going to hold on here, and they do. Leicester 1, Newcastle 0. Well, while the video printer is going through its results, I am going to end the video here because it's about time. We've got to the point where we said we were going to get to, and I will see you in the next episode. Thanks ever so much for watching. If you've liked the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps my channel. And I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks very much. Take care. Bye for now.